and welcome to Singapore. Ringstar Boxing brings you Raw of Singapore 3, live from the superb Suntec Convention Centre right here in the wonderful city of Singapore. Bringing it to you on Fight Sports. We have 4 IBO international titles on the line tonight. Of course, headlined by Mohamed Rizwan.
Well, the Roar of Singapore 3 is in the books, and what a scintillating night of sport it was. Delighted to be joined here by Glenn McCrory, the voice when it comes to pundits in boxing, and of course himself a former IBF Cruiserweight World Champion. Glenn, I know it's your first time in Singapore. That was some evening.
Well, it's a wonderful place. Really enjoy being in Singapore, and a wonderful fight. What a great card of boxing and some excellent fights.
Now, we get to the main event, and what a fight it promised to be, and boy, it did not disappoint. The unbeaten Namibian, Nathaniel Sebastian, against Singapore's own Mohamed the Chosen Wan Ridwan for the IBO International Super Featherweight title. Do not go anywhere. This is a fight you simply have to watch.
There we go, our main event of the evening. The Chosen One, Mohamed Rizwan, facing down the rugged Namibian, Nathaniel Sebastian. It's the IBO International Super Featherweight strap on the line. A packed house at the Suntec Convention Centre here in Singapore. And on his game early, upstairs, downstairs with the jab. And if he can do that for the entire 12 rounds.
Yeah, it's one of those where Ridwan's going to have to be cute. Can't afford to get into a fight with a strong man like Sebastian. Got caught though. Certainly got rocked with a right hand, Sebastian, early on, but came back fairly well, putting Ridwan under a bit of pressure.
And Sebastian probably looks to need to make it more rugged, to make it a bit of a brawling, grueling match, because Ridwan's probably the more slickly skilled of the two, which has taken the rhythm away from Mohamed Rizwan.
Excuse me, it's also good to see Sebastian comes with a bit of fight. You know, he wants to win. He's got an undefeated record as well, and he wants to hang on to that, and he's come here with some fire.
Well, it's very true of sort of undefeated fighters as well, that the desperation is a little bit greater. They don't know what it feels like to suffer defeat. And we're underway, round 3.
Solid jab from Sebastian.
That's enabled Ridwan to come back into the fight.
Yeah, early in the round, it was Sebastian who looked strong. Ridwan, good defense though. If you look, he's making all these punches miss, and then he comes back. Really appreciated by the crowd. When you see it in slow motion, it was excellently done from Ridwan.
Round number 4. Good head movement from the local fighter. When he moves his head, he'll do well, because he's able to get underneath Sebastian. Couple of nice counter right hands there. But he fires back. Every time he's hurt Sebastian, he comes back. Good work from Ridwan. Very good work. Changed angles. Kept firing in the pocket and didn't sustain much damage.
Yeah, good work from Ridwan. You see that time was well spent in Las Vegas recently in the gym of Floyd Mayweather. He's picked up a bit, had some very, very good sparring out there.
And those countless hours spent in the gym, the hard work against experienced professionals pays dividends. Ridwan's head very low. Good refereeing from Gerard Tomadan. Just lets the guys know he's there, but is allowing them to break themselves.
Ridwan showing good class, but This is far from over, and Sebastian still looking strong, although he's getting hit more and more now. He's standing straight, doesn't have a lot of head movement, Sebastian.
Nice attempt to change the angle there, Ridwan. Prevent himself from getting tied up in the clinch. His range is a little better, head movement good. But that body attack from Sebastian, and that was the attack that did damage earlier in the second round in the first part of the third. And you can move the head, but you can't move the body. Just getting a little predictable with that right hand. Perhaps he should follow it up with a left uppercut or even a power jab off the right hand.
Yeah, it does it a little too often, but he's still shown some class in this round. His defense has been good, his movement's been good. Still stalking though, Sebastian's still a threat.
He's just started to come back in the latter half of this round. It's still a Ridwan round, but Sebastian's still proven he's dangerous and has some pepper in his punches. KOs. Well, this is the fifth round of this title bout.
Yeah, this is a good one. Both of them having a bit of success. Ridwan showing some excellent class, but he's having to show heart as well. So far, he's ticking a few boxes as he goes along. And this is it's a brave match to take against an undefeated fighter who comes here with ambition, but obviously a lot of faith in their charge.
Still very much in development phase as he builds his experience and ring credentials. Round 5 underway. The chosen one, Mohamed Rizwan, in the white.
That's winning these rounds. We've got Ridwan three rounds up. He's coming away with nicer punches, and then he's making Sebastian miss an awful lot. It's decent defense from Ridwan. Ties his man up when needed, then lets his shots go when his hands are free.
Sebastian needing to be more relentless.
A little bit of a baptism of fire this for Ridwan though. Gonna have to show hard to get through this. This is getting tough now.
Well, it's critical points in your career too, where you have to answer some questions about yourself. And Ridwan's answered a couple already. Can he keep the tide turning against the rugged Namibian fighter? Just pouring with that jab.
And also he's in unknown territory now, Ridwan, never been past the 5th round. So this is when you start to ask yourself questions. When things don't go your way, you're getting into unknown territory. So
yeah.
This is all good for Ridwan.
And also the ability not to panic and confidence in your fitness that the second wind will come. Minute down in round number 6 of 12. Coming up to the halfway point of this IBO super featherweight title bout. Mohamed Ridwan, the local favourite. Antonio Sebastian travelled into the Lion's Den. He's taken it to Ridwan, particularly in the second round. But Ridwan just starting to edge ahead, find his range and land the cleaner shots. Good slick work with his head movement as well. As Sebastian slows, Ridwan's becoming much more effective with his defense.
Yeah, it's noticeable that he is starting to slow a bit, Sebastian. His attacks are not as strong. So that's giving Ridwan a bit more room and a bit more time to get his shots on.
I think that was a slip, looked awkward.
So he seems a little bit hurt, but I think maybe it was a left hook also that landed there. Under a bit of fire now, Sebastian.
Ridwan starting to put some punches together in bunches. And Sebastian holding.
Well, it's a good fight these two undefeated boxers are putting up. Little chopping left hook there from Sebastian.
Still got enough snap on his punches to catch Ridwan's attention, but he comes back with a nice combination of his own. He's using his footwork too to buy himself time and range on occasions. Looks like he's complaining about the heads coming together there.
Yeah, crashed together there. Got to be careful of that a little bit, Ridwan. Bundled over there, no knockdown.
Well, the referee could caution both fighters. Ridwan for his head so low.
But it's a good test for Ridwan. Sebastian is strong, is solid. You know, everything he does is basic. There's nothing too eccentric about Sebastian. But there's his strength. Just, I think he did just slip there, but then caught with a good left hook straight after, and another one.
Ridwan's got he's able to throw those punches from quite low. Round 7 on the downhill stretch in this 12-round bout.
Well, it's unknown territory for both now. Sebastian never beyond 6. And there's still 6 rounds to go.
That canvas, that's about the 3rd time in this bout we've seen a slip. Obviously, that's becoming very slippery, particularly in the corners. That was in the blue corner. Sebastian going downstairs to the body once again. But now, with that body shot, I think Ridwan may have felt that. He's firing back hard.
Showing the signs of a good fighter, though. When you get hit, you get caught with a good shot, come firing back with 2 or 3, and that's what Ridwan is doing.
Also, he's active in that clinch too, doubling up with the right hand to the body and head. That one cuffing the back of the head of Sebastian, the overhand right. Ridwan caught there on the lead hand. The look on the face of Sebastian just looks a little more drained at this point. He is trying to go downstairs to the body, though.
Yeah, I think he feels he's hurt Ridwan in this round with a body shot. It's a good surge from Sebastian. Still a lot of time in this round as well.
And it does take a lot of gas out of the sails in a 12-round fight. Unorthodox head movement from Sebastian, but he got himself out of trouble. A lot of tussling now in that clinch.
2 solid hooks.
Doubling up on it, Sebastian. Well, this has been a mini revival, and this is 7th round. Sebastian's round so far, 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, it's a good push from Sebastian. This stage in the fight, he's going to try and take the heart from Ridwan.
Little counter left hook from Ridwan, but he's missing with the right hand, and then another slip there. More work to the body.
Ridwan needs to start getting some shots off.
Grueling work, pushing off Sebastian, but carrying that kind of weight takes its toll. Sebastian walking through those clean shots of Ridwan.
Well, Well, there's good effort there from Nathaniel Sebastian. As Sebastian starts to let the shots go, it's all about getting through these tough moments in a fight. That's the makings of a champion.
Well, it's also the ebb and flow of a 12-round bout. It's not like some of the 4-rounders we saw earlier. Goes into your reserve tanks.
That was a lost round for Ridwan. Needs to regroup. Get Sebastian on the back foot and start forcing this fight. Can't let Sebastian get a foothold in this.
Yeah, if you allow him to string a couple of rounds together, the confidence comes back. And the rhythm of a fight can change. And he's starting to work that left hand of his to the body.
Well, any conditioning is going to be answered of Ridwan. Has he put the work in, stomach conditioning, because he's getting tested there with those left hooks to the body.
He's trying to force that uppercut. But I don't think it's there in the position he's throwing it. Perhaps he just needs to throw it to the ribs, or a short chopping right hand over the top from in close. Oh, that was a body shot that doubled Ridwan up. He's landed it on several occasions now. Sebastian feels something, he smells blood.
Well, we've got a little bit of a minor crisis for Ridwan here. He's really having to suck it up.
Biting down on his mouth guard, dropped the right hand, landed the left hook, but Sebastian coming forward.
You get the feeling Sebastian has tested him with the body punches and feels there's maybe a little bit of a weakness there. Ridwan starting to fight back now.
Sebastian's been quite effective with that forearm block of his. Skirts the edges of the rule books, but the judge isn't calling it. Again, he's roughing up Ridwan once again, and that's changed the rhythm of the fight.
Yeah, Ridwan has to show some class now. It's a good footwork. This is where you need your good basic boxing skills, a nice jab, something to buy yourself a little bit of time. Being drawn into a fight here.
He needs to continue to punch while he's inside like that. And that's good work. Sitting above us in commentary position. Did the work on the inside, landed that left hook.
That was exactly what was needed from Ridwan.
Biting down on his mouth guard. And throwing punches and punches. Let's see how the gas tank of Sebastian is now. Just over 10 seconds to go in this, the 8th round. Referee Tomaldan breaks the fighters up again. A mini resurgence from Sebastian. Still firing back in the trenches, both boys. I don't think Ridwan did enough to take that round.
Yeah, he certainly come back second half of that round to get his own success, and that just stopped Sebastian in his tracks a little bit, because he was just rolling forward the first half of that round. He looked like he had Ridwan in trouble. Ridwan was on the back foot and just having to cover up.
Well, it is a marathon and not a sprint, and relaxation is key, conserving every piece of energy. There's a right hand to start things off from Sebastian.
That's a bad slip in his own corner there. Easy to pull a muscle when you slip like that.
Well, that left hand was definitely a little south of the border from Sebastian. The referee didn't call it.
But this is a stage in the fight where it's going to take some character for Ridwan. It'll be very easy to start feeling sorry for himself in there now. Getting hard. He's in unknown territory as far as rounds go here in the 9th.
Well, it's a dog fight, and he needs to be able to come out of these. It doesn't get any easier as you come up the ranks.
Yeah, Sebastian started to gain a bit of ground. Good right hand from Ridwan.
And that right hand was straighter than the overhands he's been throwing. Found a home down the tubes. Whisked that uppercut past Ridwan's forehead.
Yeah, he needs a big round now, Ridwan, because the tide has just started to turn. The last couple were decent rounds for Sebastian. After a good start from Mohammed Ridwan.
Well, he's landing quite cleanly in this round. Good right hand, a few good left hooks. And Sebastian looks to have just slowed a touch again as well.
Yeah, wild left hook there. Sign of tiredness creeping in from Ridwan.
There's another left hook which landed on the button from Ridwan. Not a lot of pepper on it. But he's starting to find his range better.
It looks like he's weathered the storm, Mike, and he's starting to push forward now. And it's Sebastian who's feeling it at this stage.
It's a round that came at the perfect time for Mohammed Ridwan. Overhand right, caught him right on the ear.
Nice left hook as well, followed that. This is better from Ridwan, picking it up.
Well, it's an enthralling bout, ebb and flow. Mohammed Ridwan, the local fighter, really been taken to task by Nathaniel Sebastian. And he looks as if he might have turned the tide for the second time in this bout. 20 seconds to go in the 9th round.
Good uppercut as he came in there. The reflexes are still there from Ridwan. Takes one, no.
He changed that up too. He went from the uppercut to the overhand, so he's reading the jab well. A lot of grinding work done in there in the trenches, and Ridwan, mouth open.
3 rounds to go, and he's 3 up on my card. Bad slip early on, but he managed to get his composure, get his strength back, start pushing Sebastian onto the back foot, and had some good successes in that round, Ridwan. Just to stem the confidence that was starting to build in the Namibian.
Where fatigue is a huge influence to play. And often it's the fighter who can regain their second wind and keep their sharpness.
Their conditioning all important in these late rounds. Often it's all about heart in the final championship rounds.
Ridwan starting strongly, combinations to head and body.
Takes a jab though from Sebastian.
He's starting to work more in that clinch to start to push the arms aside, work away with one arm while Sebastian's tied up the other.
Noticeable Sebastian not looking to work inside core with a lovely uppercut on the way in. Again, he's looking to hold on the blind side of the ref, Sebastian.
Yeah, just clamping down the arm. There's a left hook that caught him. I think he was wobbled momentarily by that. And another one. Just the subtleties in the class of Ridwan. Just, luckily that was a grazing hook on the break, call from the referee. But it is the class of Ridwan, his boxing ability that's edging him ahead in this bout. His ability to make Sebastian miss.
Good defensive work as well. You see, just bend the knees, just drop under the punches. And that's good. Takes a lot out of someone if you're missing, just punchy there. And that's what Sebastian was punching.
Sebastian does look, though, in that clinch, the physically stronger of the two. There's another slip on this canvas, which has become pretty slick. And Sebastian taking advantage of that. Both boys hitting and holding. Referee Gerard Tumeldan having to do work now as the fight bears on. Final minute of round number 10.
Nice combination from Ridwan. He's building in strength and confidence now. starting to get the flow.
He's just starting to take control of the bout.
After ship an uppercut and another one. As Sebastian fights back. It's been a really good contest, this.
Oh, this commentator's curse as well. Just as you call it one way, Sebastian comes back. It's a jab there, though. The first time I see Sebastian using his head movement.
Nice little uppercut and good defense there. Movement with the head. That's been a lot of the difference of this. Easy to hit Sebastian. Good defense from Ridwan. How you seeing it, Mike? I've got Ridwan 4 points ahead now with his slick boxing. Good defense.
Yeah,
Pulling away a bit now. Just 2 rounds to go.
I've only managed to give Sebastian 3 rounds over the course of the fight. But some of those rounds have been close and they've all been very, very evenly contested.
Well, he's certainly taking another box, isn't he? Conditioning is good.
Oh, there's a couple tonight. Can you do the 12 rounds? Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. And can you come back from adversity? So far, so good. Walks into an overhand right and another one from Sebastian. He's able to continue to throw. He's obviously very well conditioned himself.
Well, I'm not sure what he said in the Ridwan corner, but I'd have been told him now, let's use this round, let's use a little bit of footwork, let's not get hit, let's reserve a little bit of MG for a charge in the last round. Let's just take a bit of a breather without taking any punches.
Sage words from the former IBF Cruiserweight World Champion. It's experience talking, particularly when you've got rounds in the bank. A little bit of UFC action there. For the most part, it's been really good work too from referee Gerard Tomadan. He's only intervened when he's needed to. For the most part, the fighters have untangled themselves. Exchange of left hooks.
Yeah, it looks as if he's got a little bit more on the tank with one at this stage. Although here we go, Sebastian starts to let the punches go.
Well, he doesn't want to let go of his undefeated record either. It's that same feeling. He doesn't know what it feels like to be defeated. He certainly doesn't want to experience it. Starting to muscle up there, using his physical strength against Ridwan.
Yeah, he's certainly a proud fighter, Nathaniel Sebastian, but it's Ridwan that's getting the good work, pushing Sebastian back on the ropes.
Well, Ridwan's showing the grit he needs. He's fighting in the trenches, creating room to punch on the inside. And another slip. A bit of grit needed on the canvas. Round number 11. Final minute ticking away. Good round for Ridwan, but Sebastian still has had his moments.
Yep, doing the right thing, Ridwan. Decides just to go on a little bit of a wander, keep out the way. Well, he's got this round. Just it's in the bag if he could just not get hit. Takes a left hook from Sebastian.
Sebastian, though, he too is tired. You see there, landed a couple of shots, but he fell into the clinch.
Yeah, the reactions have gone. He hasn't got the strength to push forward like he did a few rounds ago. 7 and 8 were good for Sebastian.
You He's still firing away though, but it's Ridwan. Just has the little bit extra in the tank. He's finding a hole. And another round in the books for the chosen one, Mohammed Ridwan, in the main event of the Roar of Singapore.
Yeah, good defense shown there from Ridwan, and you can see both men tired in that 11th round. They've worked hard, been a good contest throughout. Both had their successes. Ridwan far more. He's had the better skills, the better defense.
Many of them on their feet for the 12th and final round of this IBO International Super Featherweight Crown. Mohammed, the chosen one, Ridwan, and Nathaniel Sebastian, the Namibian. Both fighters undefeated. Ridwan seems to be ahead. Sebastian will need to pull out something out of the bag, but it's only 3 minutes to go.
I'm sure Ridwan wants to impress, wants to try and force a stoppage, but he's got to be careful in there. The 12th round, he's got a good lead. He's boxed a good fight. Don't do anything silly now.
Well, he's well ahead, and Sebastian still has that puncher's chance if he catches clean. Ridwan, though, he's relentlessly marching forward.
Yeah, he wants the stoppage, and that's a great sign. You know, he wants to entertain. He wants to win inside schedule, right up to the 12th and last round.
The two Toreadors fighting on the inside. Sebastian pushing him off, looking to find that coup de grace shot. Ridwan closing the gap once again, looking for that left hook. Halfway through the final round.
He's trying to up his work rate. Sebastian trying to get some shots off, but
there's that body shot that has worked so well for him. But he needs a little more now.
All the way through, the extra class has been with Ridwan. Good defense. He's just been very strong, very solid and bullish. Sebastian right till the end, making a fight of it.
Ridwan's still looking for those shots. He's certainly not resting on his laurels. Sebastian now is trying to bring it home himself. He knows he needs to do something desperate. Ridwan has to be cautious not to get caught standing in front.
Well, he's lifted it. Torrid last minute now to get through. Picking it up, Sebastian.
Desperation from Sebastian. Ridwan just needs to keep himself out of trouble. Buying the seconds, tying up in the clinch, 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Remember, you cannot be saved by the bell.
He needs to stay calm, collected, good defense. He's standing in front of Sebastian. Play smart.
Still looking for that finishing shot, Ridwan.
Well, Sebastian. Oh, big finish now for Ridwan.
The crowd is on their feet, both fighters throwing bombs to the very end. Mohammed Ridwan, he bit down on his mouth guard at different stages of that fight. And he was clearly the classier boxer, but a superb performance from Nathaniel Sebastian. We will await the decision, but a true test of the chosen one, Mohammed Ridwan, by the rugged Namibian Nathaniel Sebastian, in a highly entertaining fight. Yeah, and I think our cards are the same. But even in that final round, Sebastian, he came on strong. He pushed Ridwan right to the end. But Ridwan, in the final 10 to 15 seconds, finishing with a flurry, which was characteristic of his performance tonight. When the going got tough, he was able to find an answer and find a way through.
Yep, and finished with a flurry at the final bell. He had enough about him to turn Ridwan, get him in the corner, get the crowd on their feet, and finish with a big flurry.
So after 12 scintillating rounds, momentum ebbing and flowing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Paul Fitzsimmons scores the fight 115, 113. Judge Shane McDonald scores the fight 115, 113. And Judge Kevin Pine scores the fight 115 to 114. To the winner, still undefeated, and now the new IBO International Super Featherweight Champion from Singapore, Mohammed, the chosen one, Ridwan!
Mohammed Ridwan found a way to win, and in the end it was comprehensive. His class shone through. The crowd is on their feet, and Ridwan is jubilant, as are his faithful followers here in Singapore.
Singapore has a boxing prospect to shout about now, and I'm sure he's going to be a big hit. He's a good fighter. Showed a lot of heart there, came through in very good style. Excellent win for Mohammed Ridwan.
And there's so much they would have learned over those 12 rounds, going back and looking at the tape as well, going forward.
Well, words can't describe what we just witnessed. No question, the fight of the year. I'd struggle to find a better fight this decade that Asia, never mind Singapore, has seen. Mohammed, the undefeated record is intact, but that has to have been your toughest fight so far.
It's a good test. But first, I want to thank God for all this opportunity, for this victory. To Scott, Ringstar, my team of coaches, Ray, Arab, Coach Kadir, my mentor, and most importantly for the whole of Singapore, this belt is for you.
Listen.
Last and foremost, not to forget Mr. Peter Lim, he's not here, but I want to say a huge thanks to him for believing in me, believing in my dreams, believing in my goals, for making this happen. This win is not just for me, but the whole of Singapore.
Great stuff. As everyone gets a look at that big shiny belt, but come back here, Mohammed. I know, thanks to Peter Lim, you managed to meet Manny Pacquiao this week. I'm sure that was a huge inspiration to you. But let's talk about that fight, because it really was swings and roundabouts, wasn't it? The ebb and the flow. You had a couple of slips as well. Honestly, any point in those 12 rounds did you feel like it was slipping away?
No, never, not for a bit, because we've prepared for whatever that can happen. If he's gonna come forward, we can box. If he's gonna go back, we can put a pressure. But all thanks to the opponent, Nathaniel Sebastian. Thank you, a huge round of applause to my opponent from Namibia for being a warrior.
Well, listen, he's gone over there to congratulate Nathaniel, which is great. But I'm here with the promoter, the Ringstar CEO, Scott Patrick Farrell. And Scott, come back with us, Mohammed, because you want to hear this as well. Now, the question is, this has obviously been a well-mapped out journey by Scott. Shavkat Rakhimov, the Russian, is the new IBO, only a couple of months ago, the new IBO Super Featherweight World Champion. And that's what all these people all want to know. When is this man, having stepped up so brilliantly tonight, going to step up and fight for a world title, Scott?
Well, Ridwan's ready, guys. You saw it. One more time, guys, for Ridwan. What a fight. He was against a big opponent tonight. Incredible. This is what Ringstar brings. This is what Mohammed Ridwan brings. Now, when we talk about that guy from Russia, next year, Mohammed Ridwan, if you're in there in Russia, guy, you want to fight this guy, come April, we want you. We want to come for your world title. And this guy here is taking it.
And the first time you've been 12 rounds, and the first time you've been past round number 6, and you look as fresh as a lady, as fresh as you can be, so no problem now going championship distances.
No problem, feel like I just woke up, I can go another 12. We've gone more than 12 rounds in training, no problem. We are always well prepared. My coach Ray Hawks has always the best battle plans, and I just follow his instructions, and we get the victory tonight.
And Scott, a quick word on the event as a whole. Obviously, Mohammed's delivered the goods for you. 10 pro fights, it's a lot to squeeze in. We had some spectacular knockouts, we had some tactical affairs and that. I mean, it's the best fight I've ever seen in Asia.
Oh, it's fantastic. This is what it's all about. We're bringing boxing back We're making Asia great for boxing. We're going to make sure we put on these quality fights all the time. And Mohammed Ridwan tonight went up against a big opponent, and it was a tough, hard work, but he pulled it off. So next time, we're in February, we're in Dalian in China. In April, we're back here in Singapore. And watch out, it could be a world title.
So February in China, April back in Singapore. Will Mohammed fight in China in February, or will you hold him back for the April card in Singapore?
There's nothing holding this man back. He's ready to go. He's going to China, he's going everywhere. This man is a true champion, and I'm looking forward to seeing him winning many, many more fights.
Sensational stuff. Well, what a night of sport it's been. Singapore has never seen anything like it. Live here at the Suntec in Singapore, live across the world on Fight Sports. The Roar of Singapore 3 has well and truly delivered. And the crowd here get the ending they want. The new IBO International Super Featherweight Champion, Mohammed, the Chosen One, Ridwan. Just 5 months ago, the Miracle Miraj Khan and Chase Hellboy Haley fought out a very tight clash, and it was more of the same this time around.
Given by a very experienced referee, third man in centre ring. You could see immediately between the two, Glenn Miraj Khan has a significant height advantage, 6 centimetres. And it's quite clear Haley will want to get on the inside, and Khan would do best to keep it long.
There's the right hand. That was a good punch. Then he got his shoulder around for the second one, Khan.
The fact he's rolling with it, though, it does open him up for the left hook.
Yeah, the left hook landed there, Mike.
And he does just tend to drop that right hand from time to time. And round number 3 of 10. Chase Haley on the left of your screen. Miraj Khan, the white shorts with the black trim. Chase Haley defending his light heavyweight Oceania title. Miraj Khan looking to get the title he once held back.
And your rhythm will all start coming from there. And as he does that, it's Khan who just pecks away, you know, just keeps chipping away with that jab. He's the one. There's a nice body punch he landed as well. Khan, right hand, left hook, got through as well.
He started off a little bit stiff, Khan, as well with his punches, but he's loosening up nicely. Suntec Convention Centre. Going out live on Fight Sports to 38 countries. Lightning Mike Angove here with former IBF World Cruiserweight Champion Glenn McCrory.
Khan, at times when he does look to unload, He looks like a rabbit in the headlights a little bit, doesn't he, Corn? Very, very wary of the power. The right hand didn't quite connect, but it was close.
And there was that right hand on the air. Khan, though, manages to get himself out of dodge and back into center ring. Well, this is round number 5, halfway through the bout. Pretty close so far, probably a round apiece. Haley's done enough to take potentially a couple of rounds, but Mirage Khan, a lot of good work in this round.
Yeah, this fight's still for the taking, but I have been impressed by the left hook. Haley trying to bull forward and then gets tied up, not allowed to work, misses with the right hand. He's showing that punch far too much. Gotta let that
10th and final round.
come straight out with a solid jab, Haley, and another. Stamping his authority on the fight now.
The combination work of Khan or the clean shots of Haley.
Yeah, good. A good contest, evenly fought for most of the way through that. Haley a little bit stronger at the end. It just looked like the weight may well have, making weight may well have had an outcome on this fight for Corn, who just looked a little desperate and a little tired in the late stages as Haley, who looked strong, kept moving forward, getting his shots off and getting the heavier punches on.
The contest ends in a draw. One judge apiece for each of the fighters, and the other judge putting it up a draw, which means retaining his title, Chase Hellboy Haley. And please show your appreciation for Mirage Miracle Khan. Next up, it was the vacant IBO Oceania welterweight title. Another clash that promised a lot, but it was rather one-sided in the end. Yutana Butdwang of Thailand against KL's Keng Phai Hai. The mean machine was mean tonight.
Thai fighter, Butdwang, silver and black trunks. Keng Phai in the silver and black with the gold trim. He's on the right of your screen. He's a power punching fighter, likes to load up. Just his 4th professional bout. He's competing for the IBO Oceania welterweight title.
Well, it looks like all his punches are pretty heavy-handed. Even the jab looks a solid punch. Tries to leap in with a left hook to the body there. A bit clumsy. Body shot landed there. That one wasn't clumsy. That was a good one. Left hook to the body, and Butdwang does not look good here. I don't think he's going to make this.
If you are hit in the liver, it is very, very difficult to get up.
So to him, just get some room, a couple of right hands, goes in, then whip that one down. A little delay, wasn't there, from Butdwang as he tried to take a breath. Couldn't get the air into his lungs. See it from another side there. Just thrown to the body, bring them down, then whip that right behind the right elbow. Found his shot. Excellent finish.
The first left rip was high up, and then he just snuck it round the corner.
Winning by virtue of a brutal body shot knockout. After just 1 minute and 2 seconds of the very first round, he moves on to 4 wins, no losses. He remains undefeated, and more importantly, is the new IBO Oceania welterweight champion. It's the mean machine, Keng Phai Hai. Big action. It was the vacant IBO Asia Pacific Super Welterweight title. Next, the clash between Thailand and Australia. Nakhon Ratchasima is the hometown of Sirimongkwan Iam Tuam, aka Sing Wang Cha, and he was taking on from New South Wales, Australia, Tommy the Titan Brown.
2 experienced fighters. Sirimongkwan trains out of the Treetop Gym. He's trained by the Canadian Dave Tahan. Tommy Brown out of Redfern in Sydney. And once again, Anthony Redwood and Otis Pemberton in his corner.
And it's almost like, you know, he knows exactly what to do. It's just his body doesn't have the speed and the reflexes that it used to have. And that was the difference in the opening round. Smiles there, but he took a couple of solid shots. He'll just be hosting. He can outgame, you know, he can outman the younger.
It's remarkable. And still competing at a very high level. Tommy Brown is still pretty sharp.
That landed.
I think it was a good call from the referee. Unfortunate there, right on the forehead.
Yeah,
and he was trying to keep the glove up as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, just a little flurry, but the right hand did land. He did touch down. That was a knockdown.
Just wondering whether the judges would score that a 10-8 or a 10-9.
Yeah, I think, you know, they'd probably score that a 10-8.
A very skillful fighter can do. It is the art of boxing.
Knocks the head round of Cinnamon Kong.
It was that left hook that landed. But he landed that off a combination. It wasn't just a single shot.
And there's a big eye-catching punch. So there's not a lot in it, but Brown just doing slightly the better work.
And if you have a look at him, he's not expended, he's not breathing hard, nor Cinnamon Kong. But, you know, that's a gas tank he needed to get into, he needed to expend. Well, round number 10 on the way. No fighter has been hurt so far. Cinnamon Kong putting on a boxing class.
You know, to show the judges, to make it look to the judges that he's doing everything better. But, you know, I mean, some excellent defensive work from Cinnamon Kong.
Well, we come down to what the judges favour, effective aggression.
The winner and the new WBO Asia Pacific Super Welterweight Champion is the Titan, Tommy Brown!
Yeah, it's wild, and he's over.
And there it is. Doubling up on the right hand on the air. Referee Zane McDonald giving the count.
Yeah, it's there for Harrison to take. Just needs to throw the punches through the middle and got one on there.
Lovely, clean left hook. It was a pretty clinical performance in the end. He did what he needed to do against a fighter who wasn't offering too much. And pretty wild with what he had to offer there, Glenn.
Yeah, that's the first knockdown. Two right hands, put Olin over. Then just a short left hook was enough to finish the contest.
He's not a heavy puncher, George, but he's typically pretty accurate.
Yeah,
taking what's on offer too, upstairs down. There's a big right hand over the top. Spencer's bang has been poleaxed. Planted him like a tree. Since his loss to Stevie Fernandez.
Yeah, just looking for the gap, and he found it just as soon as Spencer led with his left, wide open, his arm too far down. Big right hand came over from George. Goes to lead, both the right hand, lands flush, and very, very heavy knockdown. He did well to get up, showed bravery to get up, but he was out of his depth, and the referee rightly called that one off.
And you see there the legs were stiffened. I think it was more instinct that got him up again.
Jamie McDonald, who are good fighters and world champs at this weight. I talked to Des Moranes about them, and he said he'd love to be in the share ring with either of them.
heavy shot. Referee's got to look at stopping that. That's a good stoppage from referee Tomal Dunn. There was no point in Pupa continuing to take punishment. Oh, Michael Dasperanis, the hot and spicy one from the Philippines, takes his record to 27 victories, 17 KOs, and it was purely a dominant performance.
Let's celebrate a sensational Raw of Singapore 3 and Singapore's own Mohammed, the chosen one, Ridwan, being the new IBO International Super Featherweight Champion. From Glenn McCrory, Mike Angove, myself, Patrick King, on and the rest of the team, we'll see you soon for more Raws in Singapore.